I wanted to get that song is one. I don't do the songs. The reason you gotta download this from my WordPress, I like to do the music, and YouTube finally told me copyright violation and muted my music ones. So that's why I don't do many. I just was taking a ride. I want to, I really didn't plan on teaching, but I might do a little bit here. I finished the book of Judges, which I was covering Samson and all. And I wasn't going to cover this because I was just trying to hit on some of the more prominent judges. I did Samson. I like Jephthah. So I did a few, Gideon, of course. But the last few chapters of Judges, it was interesting because I'll make it a teaching video. I told a story about the Levite who represented a type of the law, and he took to him a wife, a concubine, from Bethlehem, Judah, which was a type of the people of God, or you could almost say a type of the church, but the bride. The Old Testament, Israel is called the wife of God. In the New Testament, the church is called the bride of Christ. And some theologians really make a big distinction between that, but it's just a picture, I believe, that the people of God were married to God. And in the New Testament, we are the bride of Christ. So, what happened was that Levite, now I taught this one, but I'm going to finish the book of Judges being out and driving. The Levite, his wife, he was in the city. I taught it. I forget the name of the city now, but Gibeah, I believe. But those were Benjamites. Okay, Benjamites were part of the tribes of Israel. So that Levite thought, if we stop at night, not in a strange city, because his servant wanted him to stop in one of the, non-God cities, if you will. Sodom in Genesis 19, where God judged, that was not one of God's cities. And Lot, it says, was in that place, and he vexed his soul every day and night with the wicked lifestyle of the people of Sodom. But in this story, which kind of parallels Judges 19 as well as Genesis 19, the Levite stops overnight and stays in one of the places that was part of the inheritance. And the Benjamites, the tribe of Benjamin, they were the dwellers in that area. And of course, they came to the house, I told us already, and they wanted to have sex with that man who was a Levite. Instead, they had sex with the wife, the concubine, and also the other man's servant who was putting them up for the night. And in the morning, the Levite's bride was dead. And at the end of that chapter, I think that was Judges 18, or maybe 19, but at the end of that chapter, the Levite took his dead bride and chopped her up, bone and flesh, and sent 12 pieces to all the other tribes. That was a type of the law revealing sin. That was a type of, if you will, getting the word out of what happened. And all the other tribes, this is the end of Judges, all the other tribes gathered together and said, what should we do? And that Levite, he did like what Jesus did. He spoke in the audience of the people. He made it public, things that people hide out of fear. You see me talk about all these issues. And a lot of my friends, though they're involved in a lot of stuff, they're afraid to speak out when they know bad things go. And my friend Jesse, who is a vet, who got drugs planted on him, that's a true story. They're afraid to say anything. They live in oppression. And what this Levite did is he said it. He said to all the other tribes, when they were gathered and they heard what wickedness the tribe of Benjamin, it's a good view. You're going to see the whole coming in. I took one of my rides. So the other tribes gather and they seek God. They ask God, what do you want us to do? And one of there's few things are going to happen, but they wait on God all night, and in the morning they offer incense and offerings to God. And God says, I want you, other 11 tribes, to go and fight against Benjamin. And they didn't want to do that because Benjamin was part of them. They knew how to fight the Canaanites and the pagan nations, but they didn't want to have war, if you will, a civil war. But God said, no, you have to do it. And you would think when God told the other tribes, go ahead and fight those Benjamites that had become corrupt, you would think that they would automatically win. But God did something interesting. The other tribes fought and they lost. They lost. And then they went back to God and said, they were outnumbered. I forget the numbers. I think it was like 400,000 warriors from all the other 11 tribes against about 20-something thousand Benjamites. The Benjamites, they were entrenched. Even though they were doing wickedly in that area they were living in, it was their area. They were entrenched. They knew how to be fortified. This is biblical theme on warfare. If my phone rings, it's going to end because I couldn't put Jimmy D's texting me like 1,000,000 times a day. It's kind of getting to me a little bit. So if it ends, that's why I figured I'll tell you now. Beautiful view. You say, John, if you quit talking and moving the camera, it won't end. All right. So they go back and fight again. They see God, you told us to fight the Benjamites, our own brothers, but we lost. They do it again, they lose again, and I believe it's the third time that they win, in the sense that they destroy the wicked men from their own nation that did wickedly. And then it's interesting because at the end of this is how the book of Judges ends. I didn't plan on doing it, but I'll do it. It's pretty there. That's downtown Corpus Christi. That's the seat of authority. You understand? But it's a beautiful ride. I used to make this on the way back from the firehouse. The little halfway house, I could show it to you. It's right. The one we were doing is right over here. Did a lot of work with guys. Pops lived in this area. So they defeat their brothers. God carried out judgment. I believe God allowed them not to defeat them in the first battle, simply because they were the people of God. And when the people of God, Abraham Lincoln said during the Civil War, which the people that died in the Civil War compared to the numbers in the Revolutionary War, were so many more in the Civil War of our country, more than in our War of Independence. And Abraham Lincoln said once, whose side is God on? Like the North or the South? And he said it wasn't a matter of whose side God was on. It wasn't that. It was God. There was a judgment on the nation. Part of it had to do with a lot of stuff that went on in our history. As you know, the Civil War, part of it is the freeing of the slaves. So I think God permitted the tribes not to succeed because it was a judgment on all of them. They were all family. And so the book of Judges ends, and they have a question about what's going to happen. Being they wiped out Benjamin, they want the name to continue, but they didn't kill everybody from the tribe of Benjamin, but the wicked ones. And they also made a vow that would no longer give their wives to the tribe of Benjamin. And so how's Benjamin going to have other wives? And it was interesting. They made a little deal at the end that they would be able to have certain wives. But it's interesting for the book of Judges to end in that way. And it showed to me the story at the end of Judges, those last few chapters, it showed the inability of the law represented by the Levite. It couldn't save, couldn't purge, it couldn't make the people clean, but it could reveal their sin. And the history, the whole history of Israel in the Old Testament was God gives them a few prophets, Ezekiel and Jeremiah. It says there's coming a day where the law is going to be in your heart. There's coming a day where your inability, nation of Israel, Paul taught this in Galatians and Romans. He says there's coming a day where there will be a change, the new birth. The law will be written in your hearts. Paul himself says it's not the circumcision in the flesh, which was the covenant of the law, but it was a circumcision of the heart that would make the difference. I hope you liked that little ride. That was just unplanned, and I would do a lot more of my music videos, but I told you why I don't do them. So this video will not be YouTube. It'll only be a download from the WordPress. I want to encourage you all, because I can still do it. If any of the music groups ever see me playing their music, I'm sure they would permit me, because I make no money. A lot of blogs advertise for ads, and some bring in tons of money, hundreds of thousands a year from successful blogs, but I don't do ads or anything, okay? And if you see the ads on my WordPress site, I'm not putting those ads up. WordPress wants to charge me to take those ads down, and I pay for that site. I don't pay for the blogger site on the blog, but I do pay for the WordPress site. Not a whole lot, but maybe now about over a couple hundred a year maybe, but it was worth it for me. So, I bless you guys. This is a beautiful drive coming into the city of Corpus Christi. And if you go to the right, that's the airport over there. And then I'm going to go to the left, which is heading towards Padre Island, where I live right before Padre Island. And I'll have to wait until I make the turn to shut my phone off. And so that's a good view there. I hope you all see it. And so God is saying to his people, there are times where he deals even with family, if you will, tribes, Corpus Christi, people that are all joined in a name under Christ, but sometimes the tribes war and they fight. And in the end, God wants to bring forth righteousness, okay? I'm not sure how long I went. Hope you liked it. God bless you all.